Let's be real for a second. Once you pass 60, your body starts changing in ways you might not notice at first. One of the sneakiest changes is muscle loss. There's a medical term for it, sarcopenia. Sounds fancy, but what it really means is your muscles are shrinking and weakening. And this isn't just about looking less toned in the mirror. It's about your strength, your balance, your independence, and your ability to do the things you love. Muscle isn't just for bodybuilders or athletes. It's your body's engine for movement, stability, and even healthy metabolism. When you lose it, everything else starts going downhill. Here's what most people don't understand. Muscle loss after 60 happens faster than you think, and it's not just part of getting older. It's partly from aging, yes, but it's also because we stop using our muscles the way we should. The old use it or lose it saying. It's painfully true here. Your body is smart. If you're not challenging your muscles, it figures you don't need them, so it starts breaking them down. The problem is your legs are usually the first to go. Think about it, your leg muscles are the biggest in your body, and they're responsible for things you do every single day. Standing up, walking, climbing stairs, even keeping your balance when you trip on something. When your legs lose muscle, you start to feel slower, weaker, and more tired. You might notice it's harder to get out of a chair, carry groceries, or keep up with grandkids. And here's the real danger. Weak legs lead to more falls, and falls can change your life in an instant. A broken hip at 70 is often the start of a downward spiral that's hard to climb out of. But let's flip this around because you're not helpless here. The science is clear. You can slow, stop, and even reverse muscle loss at any age. Yes, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, your muscles are still listening to what you tell them, and you tell them what to do through two powerful signals, nutrition and resistance training. If you feed your body enough high-quality protein, you give it the raw materials to build muscle. If you challenge those muscles with regular movement, especially strength-based exercises, you send a loud message to your body, hey, we still need this muscle. Don't throw it away. The best part, you don't have to train like a bodybuilder or spend hours in a gym. Simple daily actions add up. Squats from a chair, climbing stairs, carrying your own groceries. These small things keep your legs strong and your body resilient. Combine that with a protein-rich diet and you're stacking the deck in your favor. So muscle loss after 60 is real, it's dangerous, and it's happening to many people faster than they realize. But it's not inevitable. You can fight it and you can win if you start now and stay consistent. Your future strength is built on today's choices. If you're over 60 and worried about losing muscle, let me give it to you straight. Protein is your first line of defense. It's not some optional extra in your diet. It's the #1 nutrient your muscles crave. If you want to keep them strong and functional, every muscle in your body is made of protein. When you eat it, your body breaks it down into amino acids, the building blocks that repair and grow muscle tissue. Without enough of it, you can do all the exercise you want, but your muscles won't have the raw materials they need to rebuild. It's like trying to repair a house without any bricks. Nothing happens. The problem is, as we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein for muscle building. This means that the same amount of protein you ate in your 30s or 40s won't have the same effect in your 60s or 70s. You actually need more protein now, not less. Unfortunately, a lot of people over 60 eat the exact opposite way. Small breakfasts of toast or cereal, light lunches, and maybe a little protein at dinner. That's a recipe for faster muscle loss because you're starving your muscles for most of the day. Your first meal is critical. Think about it. You've just gone 10 to 12 hours without food overnight. Your body is in repair mode and your muscles are waiting for those amino acids to get to work. If you start your day with a big hit of quality protein, you're giving your body the signal and the fuel to keep muscle instead of breaking it down. Eggs, beef, chicken, fish, pork, or a high quality protein shake, these aren't just foods, they're tools to protect your independence and strength. And let me be crystal clear, not all protein is equal. Animal-based proteins have the most complete amino acid profile for muscle repair, especially one called leucine, which is like the ignition switch for muscle growth. You can get protein from plants, but you need to eat a much larger volume to get the same muscle building effect. That's why I tell people make protein the centerpiece of your plate and let carbs and fats fill in around it. Here's the other thing. Most people miss spreading your protein evenly through the day works better than loading it all at dinner. Your body can only use so much protein for muscle building at once, so if you're aiming for strong legs and arms, hit that protein target at every meal. Protein is the first defense because it's the foundation. Without it, all your other efforts, walking, weight training, staying active, won't deliver their full benefits. Give your body what it needs in the right amount at the right time, and it will reward you with strength, stability, and the ability to keep living life on your terms. Here's something a lot of people get wrong. They think protein is protein, and as long as they're getting some, they're fine. That's not true. Not all protein is created equal, and if you're over 60 and trying to protect your muscle mass, you need to know the difference. Your muscles are picky. They need certain amino acids and not just a little of them to repair and grow. If your protein source doesn't give you enough of those key amino acids, especially leucine, you're wasting valuable eating opportunities. Animal-based protein sources like beef, chicken, pork, fish, eggs, and dairy give you a complete amino acid profile in the right ratios. That means they provide all the essential amino acids your body can't make on its own, and they do it in a form your body can absorb and use efficiently. Think of animal protein as a perfectly balanced toolbox. Every tool you need for muscle repair is right there, ready to go. This is why one egg or a small piece of steak can do more for your muscle health than a whole plate of beans. Plant-based proteins are a different story. Yes, plants contain protein, and they can absolutely be part of a healthy diet, but most of them are incomplete proteins, meaning they're missing one or more of those essential amino acids. To make them complete, you have to combine different plant sources in the right way, like rice with beans. Even then, plant proteins are generally less bioavailable, which means your body has to work harder to extract and use the amino acids. That's why you need to eat a larger volume of plant protein to match the muscle-building effect of a smaller portion of animal protein. And here's another thing people don't realize: quality matters. A grass-fed steak or pasture-raised eggs aren't just rich in protein, they also bring along extra nutrients like creatine, vitamin B12, and heme iron, all of which play a role in muscle strength and energy. Compare that to heavily processed plant protein products that might give you the numbers on paper, but come with additives, fillers, and less bioavailable nutrients. This doesn't mean you have to eat meat at every meal, but if maintaining or building muscle is a priority, and it should be after 60, you need to make sure the bulk of your protein comes from the most effective sources. That's especially true for your first meal of the day, when your body is primed to use that protein for muscle maintenance after an overnight fast. So, when someone says, I get enough protein, the real question is, are you getting the right kind of protein? Because your muscles don't just care about the number of grams, they care about the amino acid quality and bioavailability. If you give them the best, they'll respond. If you feed them the bare minimum, they'll shrink. The choice is yours. If you're over 60, let me tell you something that could change your life. Your leg muscles should be your number one priority. I'm not saying your arms, chest, or back aren't important, but your legs are the foundation. They carry you everywhere, keep you balanced, and give you the ability to stay independent. Lose too much strength in your legs and everything in life gets harder. Walking across the room, climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, these everyday actions start to feel like uphill battles. And here's the hard truth. Once your legs get weak enough that you need help doing these things, getting that strength back becomes 10 times harder. Your leg muscles, especially your quads, hamstrings, and glutes, are the largest muscles in your body. They also burn the most energy, support your joints, and protect you from falls. Weak legs are one of the biggest risk factors for losing mobility as you age. And falls aren't just inconvenient, they can be life-changing. A single bad fall can lead to a hip fracture, long hospital stays, and months of recovery. For some people, it means never walking unassisted again. That's why I say leg strength isn't just about fitness, it's about survival and quality of life. The problem is most of us stop challenging our legs as we get older. We sit more, take the elevator instead of the stairs, and avoid activities that make our legs work hard. The body is smart. If it thinks you don't need those muscles, it will start to break them down. That's called sarcopenia, and it happens faster in your legs than anywhere else. But the good news is you can fight back and you can win. Your leg muscles will respond at any age if you give them the right signals. The first signal is resistance training. I'm not talking about running marathons or doing heavy barbell squats unless you want. I mean practical, consistent exercises that make your legs work against some form of resistance. Things like standing up from a chair without using your hands, step-ups on a low bench, wall sits, and bodyweight squats. Even walking up hills or climbing stairs regularly will send the message to your muscles, we need you, stay strong. The second signal is protein. If you do the work to challenge your leg muscles but don't give them the building blocks they need, you're shortchanging yourself. After resistance training, your muscles are like sponges, ready to soak up amino acids to repair and grow stronger. This is where high-quality protein from eggs, meat, fish, or dairy makes all the difference. When you combine consistent leg-focused movement with the right fuel, you're not just building muscle, you're building a safety net for your future. Strong legs keep you moving, keep you steady, and keep you independent. They're the difference between living life on your own terms or depending on someone else. So if you're over 60, make this your motto. Protect your legs, protect your life. If you're over 60 and serious about keeping your muscles, here's the truth you can't ignore. Protein alone isn't enough, and movement alone isn't enough. You need both, working together like a 1-2 punch against muscle loss. Think of protein as the building blocks and movement as the construction crew. If you only have one, nothing happens. All the amino acids in the world won't build muscle if your body doesn't get the signal that those muscles are needed. And all the exercise in the world won't help much if you don't give your muscles the raw materials to repair and grow. Here's how it works. When you do resistance training, lifting weights, body weight exercises, or even just climbing stairs, you create tiny microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. That might sound bad, but it's actually the magic of muscle building. Those small tears tell your body, hey, we need stronger muscle here. But that repair job needs protein, specifically the amino acid leucine, to kickstart the rebuilding process. Without enough protein in your diet, your body will try to patch things up with what little it has, and you'll see very little improvement. On the flip side, you can eat plenty of protein, but if your muscles never get challenged, your body will think, why waste resources on maintaining muscle we're not using? That's why protein shakes without movement are a waste for most people. The real magic happens when you put the two together. The timing matters too. If you can get a good dose of high-quality protein within an hour or two after exercising, you're hitting your muscles at the perfect moment. They're like a sponge after a workout, soaking up those amino acids to repair and grow. For most people over 60, that means aiming for at least 25-35 grams of high-quality protein after training, enough to trigger muscle protein synthesis. And remember, resistance training doesn't have to mean the gym. Chair squats, step-ups, push-ups against the wall, resistance bands, these are all effective ways to challenge your muscles at home. The key is to make it hard enough that your muscles feel like they've been worked, but not so hard you can't recover. Over time, you can increase the challenge as you get stronger. When you pair protein with movement consistently, you create a positive feedback loop. The movement tells your body to build, the protein gives it the materials, and together they fight off sarcopenia, the muscle loss that robs so many people of strength as they age. This combination improves balance, stability, and even your metabolism. So if you want strong legs, a steady gait, and the independence to live life on your own terms, don't choose between protein or exercise. Do both every single week. Let the movement spark the growth and let the protein fuel it. That's how you stay strong well past 60. When it comes to keeping muscle after 60, there's one truth you need to tattoo on your brain. Consistency beats everything. Not the perfect workout plan, not the most expensive protein powder, not even the latest miracle supplement. What matters most is what you do over and over, week after week, month after month. Your muscles don't care about what you did once last month or that one time you exercised really hard. They care about what you ask of them regularly. The problem is most people start strong and fade fast. They'll eat protein for a week, do some squats, maybe walk a little more, and then life gets in the way. Before they know it, 2 weeks have gone by without any real effort. That's when muscle loss creeps in. Your body doesn't hold on to strength just because you used to work out or used to eat better. It needs a constant reminder that those muscles are needed. Stop giving that reminder and your body starts dismantling them fast. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't have to hit every single workout with the intensity of a professional athlete, and you don't have to eat flawless meals 100% of the time, but you do have to keep showing up. If you miss a day, fine, get back at it the next day. The danger isn't missing once, it's missing so often that it becomes your new normal. Small, repeatable actions add up. 10 minutes of resistance training 3 times a week might not sound like much, but do that for a year and you've sent over 150 strong. Keep this muscle signals to your body. Add a solid dose of protein to each meal, and you've given your muscles hundreds of opportunities to repair and grow. That's how real lasting change happens. Not in a week or two, but over months and years of steady effort. Here's another reason consistency matters. The older you get, the faster you lose muscle. If you stop in your 20s, you can take a few months off and bounce back quickly. In your 60s or 70s, a few months off can erase years of progress. That's why building the habit is more important than chasing quick results. You want movement, strength training, and protein to be as routine as brushing your teeth, something you just do without question. The truth is, motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll feel like exercising, some days you won't. That's why discipline, the decision to do it anyway, is what keeps you in the game. Every time you follow through, even when you don't feel like it, you're stacking another brick in the wall of your long-term health. So if you want strong legs, steady balance, and the freedom to live life your way, stop worrying about being perfect and start focusing on being consistent. A little progress every day beats a big effort once in a while, every single time.